All right, so we are going to go to check the ISO of our 3 pictures we've taken for our ISO lab. So what you're going to do is take a picture in a more sunny environment, take a picture in the shade, and then take a picture indoors with not very much light available. Next, what we're going to do is import those pictures, upload them to our Google Drive if we're using a Chromebook, or download them onto our computer. And we're going to go to Photopea. So next, we're going to go ahead and open our files. So you should have this screen. This is a free Photoshop-like application, but it is web browser based. It's a little bit slow because it is working off the web, but it is very similar to Photoshop. So we're going to go to File and Open. And you're going to go ahead and find those files you added to your Google Drive or put on your computer. So here we have the 3 images I imported. So my shade, my dark, or my sun, and then the dark photo that was very little light available. And you want to make them similar. So if you have a camera that has multiple lenses, use the same lens, try to use the same focal length. I shot all 3 of these in portrait mode so that there's consistency, because ultimately we're going to be comparing our ISO. So let's go ahead and start with the sunny one. So what you're going to do is you get tabs when each of your pictures open. So you can open each picture individually or select them all and hit open at the same time. So you can do File, Open again. I selected all, so it's faster. Next, what we're going to do is go to File, File Info, and we're going to check our ISO. So here we have ISO speed setting. This one was shot at 160. And from what we know, when we go outside, generally speaking, we're going to be using 100 to 200 ISO outside in the sunlight. So this ISO that the camera chose to use was pretty much the same as what we should have chosen ourselves. So go ahead and write that down. And then what we're going to do is then you can zoom in using this magnifying glass and take a closer look to see the noise. When you zoom in pretty close, you're going to start to see a little bit noise, but we're going to compare it to the next 2 pictures. Here is our darkest. Let's go to this one. Zoom in. And we're going to notice that the quality is less compared to the other one. This one's still pretty sharp. This one, it's getting a little bit blurry. You're seeing less of that fine detail. So let's go to File, File Info. This one was shot at 640 ISO. So as we know, indoors, we're shooting somewhere between 400, 800 in a decent light setting. So this one was at 600, which is exactly what we would have predicted. So you'll notice that the higher ISO, we're losing some of that detail. And then the third one, this is our dark light setting. There's like not very much light available. You can start to see that noise, those little dots that we're looking at. It's very blurry as well. Also, if you hit spacebar when you're over the picture, it's going to turn into a hand. And then if you're holding spacebar, click and drag. Whoops, I did not do that right. Click and drag, you should be able to pan across your picture. So you can see different parts. So here we're seeing like a lot of noise. So we're going to guess what kind of ISO it is, but we're going to go ahead and check. So File, Info, and here our ISO is up to 2000. So what you're going to do next is go ahead and post all 3 pictures in order from lowest to highest ISO, and then write a little bit about your findings. So how did the grain or the noise change from ISO, which was the lowest setting, all the way up to the darkest light setting? All right. That is your last assignment for the semester.